Okay, we are doing a live show for the college football playoff selection show and who we think will be in the top four after this week's chaos where we had Michigan losing, we had Oklahoma barely win, we had West Virginia drop down, we're gonna have Michigan drop down, we're gonna have a lot of teams dropping down, and we're gonna see who's gonna come up and what their position for the college football playoff could be, and what the teams at the top need to do and what the teams at the bottom need to do. So it looks like we're about 10 minutes away from the selection show. They're doing some stuff. It's probably going to be a while. Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, easy. That's true. That's what I probably think it will be. And Oklahoma 5, Ohio State 6, UCF 7. But it's going to be interesting. And I'm actually anxious to see what it is. I probably started this stream a little bit too early. It's probably gonna be about 20 minutes before we get the rankings. But let me know who you guys think is going to be the top 4 and 5 or 6, or even your top 10 if you want to share that. Why don't you guys go ahead and do that in chat? I'm anxious to see what you guys have. By the way, I just got these stupid rubber bands. Because I'm gonna need braces soon. I hate them. I literally hate them so much. So if I'm talking a little bit strangely, that's why. And if I do this a lot, my bad, I'm sorry. But who do you guys have? I'm anxious to see who you guys have. And make sure you guys hit this stream with a thumbs up, and that'll help us get more people in here. Owen Sager says number 1 Alabama. Reasonable. Yeah, obviously. We're just finishing up the end of Sports Center. College football playoff top 25 presented by AT&T. Next on ESPN. All right. But I'm interested to see where UCF's going to go and saying if UCF could maybe come in. It looks like we're 6 minutes and 23 seconds away from the rankings. Top 15, Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, UCF. I think okay. Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State. Where's Oklahoma? Yeah, LSU number 1. You didn't put him in. Okay. Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, UCF. Texas at 8. That would be a bit. Okay, I don't think Texas, Penn State, and Washington will be up that high. They're definitely going to put Michigan in there, in my opinion. We're going to see, though. And I'm interested to see how much Washington's going to jump after beating Washington State pretty handily. And I think if Washington State makes a pretty big jump and a lot of chaos happens ahead of them, that could drop them down a bunch. UCF should be 5. I don't know. I think UCF should be 6 or 7. But I don't know. Yo, Quincy, after this, you're going to watch Loyola versus Chicago. After this, I'm going to be switching between a bunch of basketball games because I'm going to watch a little bit of Loyola and Nevada, even though I think Loyola will get killed. I'll watch some Loyola and Nevada. I want to watch Michigan State and Louisville play in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. So probably those two I'm going to switch between. But those are both going to be pretty good games. I don't know what channel the Loyola game's on, though. But I'm going to definitely be switching between that Loyola and Nevada and Michigan State and Louisville. Since Michigan State's my team, but my dad actually went to Louisville. So I kind of like Louisville, too. So those are two teams that I like. I'm probably going to be rooting for Michigan State. ESPN News. All right. Yeah, I'll most likely be switching between those two. Maryland's beating Virginia on Wednesday. Reasonable. That'll probably happen. I'm excited for Michigan State and Louisville because I know Louisville Stadium. I've been there before. That place can get pretty loud, and I don't think Michigan State has played that well on the road. I feel like Michigan State might struggle, but I think they can come out with a late win. But I think the college football rankings will be coming on the other side of this commercial, and I'm anxious to see what they're going to be. I think what I think they will be, not what I think they should be, what I think they will be Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, UCF, Michigan, Washington, and 10. Maybe LSU at 10. I don't know. Bro, the Big 12 championship's going to be good. A rematch of Oklahoma and Texas. Hello, Mason Gleva. How are you? I don't know. LSU might drop out of the top 10. It'll be either LSU or Washington because they'll probably put Washington ahead because, I don't know. Because LSU lost to Washington 1. Maybe Washington will pass them. I don't know. We will see, though. LSU out of the top 10. They probably will drop out of the top 10 if I had to predict that. I think they will drop out of the top 10. But this is an awfully long commercial. I wouldn't even put the LSU in the top 15. I don't know, but LSU has 3 top 10 wins, so I don't know if you can do that. Virginia and Maryland coming tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern time. That'll be a good game. Clemson should jump Alabama. No way. They're not going to jump Alabama. Michigan, number 7 versus North Carolina, 11. That'll be a good one. 9th. Oh, it's at 9:30. Dang it. Dang, Lamar Miller played to remember 97 yards. You predict Georgia beats Alabama in the top 4 right now. State. I don't know. Oh, well, ESPN had to get in the ad revenue. Bro, ESPN and SportsCenter is probably one of the most cancerous sports shows ever. I never watch SportsCenter just because, I hate it so much. They never talk about the sport you're looking for. They talk too much about the NFL and they usually don't talk about college football, but they are now. And it's always the NBA. That's why I almost never watch ESPN. If I want to get news on NFL, I'll watch NFL Network. If I need college football news, I'll watch either the Big Ten Network, SEC Network. I'll watch those. All right. Tonight on ESPN, though, Scott Van Pelt's to 11:30. I can't stay up that late to watch ESPN. Get out of here. Do you really think that I'm going to stay up till midnight watching SportsCenter? That's what I don't get. They put so much effort into these shows when everybody's sleeping. Redskins claim linebacker Reuben Foster off of waivers. Foster placed in commissioner's exempt list as NFL reviews domestic violence charge. Okay, so I didn't know Reuben Foster was a wife beater, but apparently he is, and the Redskins got him. Even though Reuben Foster is a wife beater, I'm telling you, he is a legit man in this league. I mean, he's actually a really good player. Okay. The selection show starts at 7. It's starting right now at 6 my time. It's 6 my time, probably 7 in Eastern time. That's all. Big Ten, ACC, MAC, showing all these conferences. The top 25 selection show is about to begin. Yes, Michigan did lose, and Ohio State's going to come up. Bro, I knew Ohio State would win. I didn't know they would win that bad. It's interesting to see who will be higher, Oklahoma or Ohio State. It should be Oklahoma. But think about it. Ohio State stopped the 2-point against Maryland, and Oklahoma stopped the 2-point against Oklahoma State. Notre Dame's most likely going to clinch. Clemson's most likely going to clinch. And Alabama, I don't think has clinched yet. I don't think Alabama's clinched yet. They still have to get by Georgia. And I think if there's going to be any team that's going to beat Alabama this entire season, Georgia might be the one to do it. I'm not sure if Michigan should be in the top 10. They've only played cupcake teams this entire year. They've only played 2 good teams, and they were Ohio State and Notre Dame, and they lost both. So, I don't know. Notre Dame's pretty much a lock. They're in. Notre Dame is in. Clemson is 99% in, unless Pitt beats them, which I don't think Pitt will beat them. Alabama's not quite a lock. They still have to get by Georgia, and I think whoever wins Georgia-Alabama is in, which gives like one more spot besides the top 3. It's going to be between probably Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and UCF. If Alabama loses, they might still be in, but the thing is, here's what could happen. Let's say Oklahoma wins and Alabama loses. It'd be between Oklahoma and Alabama, and you would have to take Oklahoma because Oklahoma would be 12-1 with a conference championship. Alabama would be 12-1 with no conference championship. I think if Alabama gets in and they lose, that's some BS. All right, they're saying they should keep Oklahoma out of Ohio State. I can agree with that. I think, in my opinion, if you don't win your conference, you should not be in the playoff. If you're not even the top of your conference, how can you be in the top 4 in the nation? I think you should have to win your conference to get into the playoff. If you don't, it's BS. And that's why I think Notre Dame should join a conference. I think Notre Dame should just join the ACC since that's where they are for basketball. That'd make the most sense if they just joined the ACC. Jesse Palmer says Ohio State should be ahead of Oklahoma. I don't know. Maybe the committee looks at that 62-point win against the best defense in college football. Cough, cough, Michigan giving up 62 points. You're the best, Mom? Oh, my God, thank you. I was going to come up and get that, but thank you. Thank God. Now I get to take this stuff off.
Don't do it in front of your camera, honey. Take a break and then take it out.
Hold on, let me do some.
I would agree. I would put Oklahoma at 5 and Ohio, 5 and Ohio State at 6. I would put Oklahoma ahead. You guys make all really good points about Oklahoma. This is a team that's given up 47 points per game the last month of the season, which is never good. But they do have Kyler Murray. They can score. Joey made a point about
all right.
Where they rank them. They already know about this defense. I think
Jalen Mills, shut up. Hashtag you're the best, Mom. Yeah. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Clemson. Number 3, Notre Dame. Number 4, Georgia. Number 5, Oklahoma. Number 6, UCF. Number 7, Ohio State. That's what I think it should be. I think UCF should be ahead of Ohio State. That's just me. I think if you struggle against Maryland and if you struggle against Nebraska, I don't think that you should be ahead of a team that's been undefeated for the last 2 years. And people can make the UCF hasn't played anybody. The only good team they've played in the last... They've had one opportunity to play a team in the last 2 years, and it's been Auburn, and they killed themselves. Okay, here we go. Fresno State 25, Missouri 24, Iowa State 23, Boise State 22, Northwestern fell to 21. Ooh, okay. So Fresno State 25, Missouri 24, Iowa State 23, Boise State 22, and Northwestern 21. All right. I'm surprised Fresno's ranked. Fresno and Boise are gonna play in the Mountain West Championship. I know. I'm a little surprised Missouri is ranked. Number 20, Syracuse. Number 19, West Virginia dropped all the way to 16. Dang. Mississippi State 18, Utah 17. Okay, I can agree with those. All right, next. 15, Kentucky. 14, Texas. Washington State fell 5 to 13. Penn State 12 and Washington 11. So LSU's in the top 10. I thought Washington would get in the top 10. That's interesting, okay? So Washington State is below Penn State and Washington. Washington State should be ahead of Penn State. Penn State's the most overrated team in college football right now. Not even kidding. Dang, that's a little interesting. All right, top 10. LSU is number 10. LSU is 10. That's down 3. I don't know. Florida is 9. They're up 2 after beating FSU. Okay, so Florida's 9. Because they're ahead of LSU since they beat LSU. Okay, I see that. All right, who's 8? 8? I don't know. Who does he? UCF at 8? Oh, UCF should be higher. UCF should be higher. They put Michigan ahead of UCF. Oh, they put Michigan at 7 and UCF at 8. That's bull, dude. That is bull. You give up 62 points. You should not be 7. That's bull. Bull. I call bull. Florida should be ahead of Michigan. Michigan should be 9. And then Florida should be 8, and then UCF should be 7. Bull. I call bull. I'm going to call bull on that one. I call bull. So 10 LSU, 9 Florida, 8 UCF, and 7 Michigan. I call bull. Okay, number 1's Bama, no surprise. Number 2 is going to be Clemson. There they are. Clemson's 2. No surprise. Number 3, going to be Notre Dame. And sooner or later, they'll pop up. There they are. Notre Dame at 3. So Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame. That still stays that way. Now, number 4 is probably going to be Georgia. I don't know. Number 4 will most likely be Georgia. And they are. Okay. Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Notre Dame 3, Georgia 4. All right. 5, okay. Oklahoma's 5 and Ohio State's going to be 6. Okay. I agree with that top 6. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State. I can agree with that. Now, the top 6 is Ohio State jumped 4 spots, Oklahoma jumped 1, and Georgia jumped 1. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame. You can just stay there. I'm going to agree with Oklahoma at 5. Oklahoma's going to have a really good chance to make the playoff now. If Oklahoma wins, I think they're in the playoff. Because you're going to have either Alabama or Georgia lose. If Alabama wins and Oklahoma wins, they're in. Now, if Alabama were to lose and Oklahoma were to win, I would put Oklahoma ahead of Alabama. I would do it. But
it becomes interesting to me because Texas is ranked higher. If Oklahoma beats Texas at noon on Saturday, Ohio State plays at 8 o'clock, and they know what Texas did, they know what Oklahoma did. Let's say Oklahoma wins and they win by 7 points. Like being in the clubhouse again. And then here comes Ohio State with this underlying knowing.
All right. The guy on the show said a very good point. Ohio State, okay. Oklahoma plays Texas at noon. Okay. They play Texas at noon. Ohio State plays Northwestern at I think like 8 or something. Now, Ohio State has a little bit of an advantage. One, they're playing probably an easier opponent in Northwestern. But two, let's say Oklahoma comes out and Oklahoma beats, let's say Oklahoma beats Texas by 3. Ohio State now knows if they can blow out, they know that they have to blow out Northwestern or something. But, notable resumes, Georgia's FPI, they rank them 3rd. FPI ranks Oklahoma 5 and Ohio State 6. Okay, so the FPI has Georgia ahead of Notre Dame. That's interesting. I can actually agree with that to some extent. But Michigan at 7 is bull. UCF at 8 is bull. Florida at 9 is bull. Now, what I thought would happen was UCF would be 7, UCF 7, Florida 8, LSU 9, Washington, I don't know. The fact that they put Michigan ahead of UCF is bull. I can see maybe putting Michigan ahead of Florida and LSU since they only have 2 losses instead of 3. Penn State's 12, which is bull. Penn State is the most overrated team in college football. Washington State, if we're going by losses, Washington State should be ahead of LSU, but I mean, I don't know. And then Texas, Kentucky, West Virginia at 14, 15, 16. I can agree with that. But I call bull on a lot of this. I call bull. Especially with UCF being just now UCF no way can get in the playoff. Northwestern fell 2 spots, which is interesting. Syracuse at 20. Yeah, the rest of these are just irrelevant. But that is interesting that they put up. I still can't believe that. I have an idea. What if we start a petition? Washington State has played cupcakes, though, at Quincy Bowl. All right. I don't know. I agree that Washington should be ahead of Washington State with the head-to-head. But what I don't get, they put Michigan at 10-2 over UCF. Yet they put Washington State at 10-2 so low. I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't get that, but let's see what they have to say.
Really tied here. If Georgia beats Alabama, but Ohio State and Oklahoma win, who gets 4 spots? Alabama gets in. And I've been. Is that right? Alabama gets in. But Alabama did not play for the SEC championship game last year. Got in. They get in. Should they get in? Should they? That's my point. I didn't think they should last year. They've been that dominant this year. I believe they should get.
Okay. No, this is what they just said. Should Georgia beat Alabama and Oklahoma and Ohio State win, you would have Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Alabama fighting for that 3rd spot. Who do you think would get in? Comment Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama in chat. Who do you think would get in? I'm interested. Who do you think would get in? Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma. You see, here's what I would say. Should Ohio State beat Alabama? Should Georgia beat Alabama? And should Oklahoma lose? And Ohio, no. Let's say Alabama loses. Ohio State and Oklahoma win. If Alabama gets in, that is complete and utter robbery. You know why? They have a conference championship. You wouldn't. You should not get in the playoff if you should not get in the playoff if you don't win your conference. That's just my thing. But I think that can wrap up this stream. Any more thoughts you have? I mean, chat questions you have for me, I will answer. Now, Georgia. You don't see Bama stopping Kyler Murray? Last team with ball wins. Bama! The thing is, Oklahoma is not going to stop. Let's say Oklahoma gets that 4 spot. Oklahoma's not going to be able to stop Tua, I think, at all. And Alabama can stop Kyler. Your top 4, Alabama, number 2, Notre Dame, number 3, Clemson. You have Clemson lower because of a bad game against Pitt. Okay. Ohio State 4 because Ohio State is a better resume. Now, if Ohio State and Oklahoma both win, Oklahoma's going to have the advantage because they're ranked higher right now. Now, I see there's been an argument going on in the chat. I've been seeing you guys. Who would win, Alabama or Oklahoma? Now, what was your name? 918 Downing. All right. 918 Downing, I understand you're a Sooners fan. I can see your little logo thing. I can see you're an Oklahoma fan. And I know from experience, you can take your team and think they're better than they actually are. And I think you're thinking that no team has been able to stop Kyler Murray all year. How's Bama going to stop him? The thing is, the Big 12. The Big 12 is known for having no defense whatsoever. That's literally what your conference is known for. And you, my friend, you don't have any defense whatsoever either. And while I do think you guys will put up a hell of a fight against Bama, should you be in that spot, Bama's probably going to win. And I think Bama and Oklahoma are both great offensive teams. I think Alabama has a little bit better offense because, I mean, what makes Alabama's offense so good? What makes Alabama's offense so good is that it's not Tua. Everybody thinks it's Tua. Tua does this, Tua does this, Tua does that. While Tua is probably the most important person, he's not the most important thing on the Alabama offense. And 918 Downing, I have a question for you. Alabama has, I think, 5 of the best 10 wide receivers in the country. They got Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, and Irv Smith. All 4 of those guys are probably in the top 10 receivers in college football. And those are probably 4 of the top 10 receivers in football. And 918 Downing, I want you to name one player. I want you to name one player on Oklahoma's defense that can stop any of those 4 guys one-on-one. I'll give you some time. Name one person on Oklahoma's defense that can guard either Ruggs, Jeudy, Smith, or Waddle. Any of them one-on-one. CeeDee Lamb is... Oh, no. Okay, you've just entered into different territory, my friend. CeeDee Lamb is not better than Jerry Jeudy. He's not better than Henry Ruggs. And he is not better than Waddle or Irv Smith. I saw those guys play against LSU. And LSU probably has the best secondary in the country. In my opinion, LSU is the best secondary in the country. Like Grant Delpit, Devin White, they had a bunch of great corners. And they did not know what to do with those 4 guys from Alabama. They did not know what to do. So what I'm saying is, if the best secondary in college football couldn't do it, who's on your defense that can stop them? Okay, 3 top 25 wins. Okay, you beat West Virginia. I'll give you guys that one. You've beaten... Who else have you beaten? I don't know. I do think Oklahoma has a better resume. Oklahoma definitely has a better resume than Ohio State. I'll give you that. I'll give you guys that. And I think Oklahoma will make it to the playoff. But what I'm saying is if you do make it to the playoff and you do get a date against Alabama, what are you going to do to stop them? What will be a better game, Alabama versus Oklahoma or Alabama versus Ohio State? Alabama versus Oklahoma would be a better game because Ohio State, I know they destroyed Michigan, but Michigan is the most overrated team in college football. You got to take that with a grain of salt. I think Oklahoma would give them a better run. I feel like Ohio State, it'd be over in the first quarter. Ohio State's probably one of the most overrated teams in college football. Ohio State and Michigan, 2 of the most overrated teams in college football. I think Oklahoma would give them a better run. SOS, OU 34, Bama 58, Clemson 49, Ohio State 48, Notre Dame. Okay. Bama would run Oklahoma off the field. I think Oklahoma would at least make it to the second half. I think Oklahoma would make it to the second half. Ohio State would be run off the field in the first quarter. Oklahoma, I think, would probably stand more of a chance. But 918 Downing, you still haven't answered my question. Who on Oklahoma's defense is going to be to stop one of those 4 guys I just mentioned? I'm still waiting, buddy. How do you feel about Notre Dame, says Mr. Piggy Gaming? I don't know. I don't know. That's all I have to say. Parnell Motley and Trey Norwood. Okay. Okay, I've heard of Parnell Motley. I haven't heard of Trey Norwood, but I have heard of Parnell Motley. Really? Your safeties are getting torched, not your corners. Okay. Let's say Alabama literally has 4 5-star wide receivers. So let's say, even if Trey Norwood and Cardell Motley, even if those 2, let's say they're matched up on Judy and Ruggs. Let's say they absolutely lock them up. You said your safeties you even said to yourself that your safeties have been getting torched all season. So if you have Motley and Norwood on Ruggs and Judy, even if they lock them up perfectly, Waddle and Irv Smith are still just going to run by our safety. So there's really no way to guard these Bama receivers. I think the team that had the best chance to do it was LSU with Delpit and Devin White and all those guys that they have. And they couldn't do it. So I don't really know. Now, here, I'll tell you what. This is what Oklahoma's going to need to do. If Oklahoma wants to beat Bama, here's what has to happen. They're going to need to get a defensive stop early. And I mean early. Who is the better wide receivers, Ohio State or Alabama? Oh, definitely Alabama. Now, let's say, here's what Oklahoma would need to do to beat Ohio State, or to beat Alabama. What you would essentially need to do is keep it tied at the end of the first quarter. And A big thing is if you win the toss, defer. You need to make sure you get out of the first half tied. That's your first goal. Just be in the game. I mean, like one score at the end of the first half. And let's say you win the toss and you do get the ball at the end of the at the start of the third quarter. What you're gonna need to do is get a score early in the third, and you're gonna need to get that lead early. And then what you need to do is, let's say Oklahoma score, Alabama score, Oklahoma, Alabama. Let's say they keep trading scores and it's tied up by 7. You need a stop, or a clutch interception, or for Alabama to make a mistake. You're gonna need a little luck, or you're gonna need to go for Tua's knee, or do that. But then again, they do have Jalen Hurts. But there's 2 ways you can win. Do what I just said, and just pretty much keep pace with Alabama and hope you get a lucky defensive stop, or go for Tua's knee. That's pretty much your 2 options. I do think Oklahoma will give Alabama a good run, but I don't think they'll have a really good chance of beating them. Like, you're saying they're going to run Alabama out of the water, and I don't see that happening. Yes, Jalen Mills, you're exactly right there. If you give up 40 to Kansas, there's no way you're stopping Alabama. At least defensively. All right. I think oh shoot, Alabama fan roll tide. I thought you had a Vanderbilt logo, but that's the Army logo, my bad. No. It's tough to decide, but it's interesting. I do think Oklahoma will have a good chance to beat Texas. I think Oklahoma will most likely beat Texas, be ahead of Ohio State, and get in the playoff. You said the last guy with the ball wins. That would mean that you would essentially have to score on every possession. And I don't think that would happen, because Alabama, their defense is probably one of the most underrated units in the country. I thought Alabama's defense was their weak spot, and I thought LSU would expose that. They shut LSU down, and I do think Oklahoma is a much better team offensively than LSU. But still, I don't see it happening. I think if Alabama plays Oklahoma, my final score prediction would be Alabama 42, Oklahoma 21. But that's just what I'm saying. 9-1-8 Downing, we'll see. We'll definitely have to see what happens. I'm just saying, if Alabama beats you guys, all I have to say is I told you so. And if Oklahoma does beat Alabama, which if you guys played Alabama, I'd be rooting for you guys, because I'm pretty much against Alabama this entire season. But if you truly say that, I'll say that if Oklahoma beats Alabama, I will give you an enormous shout out. How about that? And you get to say I told you so, all that stuff. I think that'll end this stream. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you who have joined. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. ACC Big Ten Challenge is about to come on. I'll be watching that, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody. Hey, Quincy, is there any LSU fans? There's a few LSU fans in here. I don't know. See you guys.